Hey, what's going on, everybody, and welcome to OneWrestling.com, Talking Raw, the Raw right after Hell in a Cell, the Fallout. We had a hell of a main event with Roman Reigns going over, becoming the number one contender for the WWE title. What do you have to say about it? The Professor Anthony Quintana joining me today. What's up, brother?
What's going on, my big Slamites? How you doing out there? Billy Ray, good to be on Talking Raw after Hell in a Cell. And I just want to say, that was one great Fatal 4-Way main event between Kevin Owens, Roman Reigns, Ziggler, and Alberto Del Rio. It was a great match. I mean, high-impact moves, and Roman Reigns coming out with the victory. I mean, you saw that coming. I mean, Roman Reigns is the next man, the next number one contender to challenge for Seth Rollins, the best world heavyweight champion that the WWE has had in the last 25 years, as I said on Big Slam Nation episode 1. Look out for that.
So we had in this four-way match, we had Alberto Del Rio, we had Kevin Owens, we had Dolph Ziggler, and of course Roman Reigns, who went over. Now, it was interesting to me that finally the WWE title is being held up as the number one title in the promotion. For a long time, you had Seth Rollins challenging John Cena for the WWE title, for the U.S. title, while he was holding the WWE title. Now it looks like things are falling back into place now that John Cena is not holding that U.S. title anymore. The U.S. champion and the Intercontinental champion were both in a position to try to become the number one contender for the WWE title. I thought that was a big deal.
Yeah, I thought it was a big deal too. But during that match, if people notice, you had the Intercontinental champion and the United States champion, going at it, face to face, going at it against each other, which to me seems like, they're planting the seeds for maybe, just maybe, a unification match down the road.
It could happen. Hey, what did you think of the AAA mega champion, Alberto El Patron, Alberto del Rio?
Who? El Patron? Who's that? Who's that? Wait. I only know Alberto Del Rio. I only know Viva Del Rio. I had the shirt on for Big Slam Nation debut episode. Who's El Patron? I don't know that one.
This is the same guy. He's holding the AAA Mega Championship, the top title in that promotion in Mexico, and he is also holding the United States Championship in the WWE. This is crazy, in my opinion. When was the last time you saw something like that?
Alberto Del Rio has accomplishments that, far exceeds anybody in wrestling today. I mean, he has held championships on every continent in the world, it seems. I mean, it doesn't matter what organization, what promotion, Alberto Del Rio will have a championship. So, you know what? Congratulations to Alberto Del Rio. I mean, he has put a hell of an effort for the last year. I've seen him in the Indies. I've seen him in ROH. I've seen him in AAA, holding the Mega Championship, having great matches. You know what? And coming back to WWE, coming full circle after all that controversy that he had to go through, congratulations to Alberto Del Rio. He deserves it. He deserves a second chance in the WWE universe.
A lot of people were speculating as to whether or not he was a heel or a face. It seems to me, all right, that what is it? Mex Americans.
Mex Americans with Zeb Coulter. What a great tag team. But I heard of Mex Americans in TNA, but it was a different faction. But
it seems to me that the guy's a heel. One of my favorite spots, he had a match with Neville tonight, and he beat Neville, of course, to advance on to the Fatal 4-Way for the number one contendership to the WWE title. And he had Neville in the position and smacked him around, smacked him in the back of the head, just like Razor Ramon used to back in the day. And there was aggression to it. He had that, that I haven't seen in a long time from Alberto Del Rio. So I think he's a heel.
Well, you know what, Billy Ray? I think he's a heel also a little bit. Well, it depends on who he's going against. Like with Neville, of course, Neville is a babyface, and he is the heel. But I really think he's a tweener. I mean, he looks at Zeb Coulter a little bit like he wants to hit him in the face. I don't know.
That's a good point.
He looks at him like, wait, do I really want to be with you? He wants to do this, but he shakes his hand. He's a little bit hesitant.
He's like, I'm not sure if I really want to shake your hand. But you know what? I'll do it.
But talking about the way he's wrestling, I mean, for the last 24 hours when he beat John Cena for the U.S. title, when he beat Neville and being in the Fatal 4-Way. I mean, Billy Ray, have you noticed how physical he's been in that ring?
Absolutely.
methodical, high impact moves, and especially when you talk about Neville. I mean, I like that move when he went off the top rope with the double stomp to the
Yeah.
face. He has many moves to beat you right now. He has the super kick that took out Cena. That probably might be, as far as A-Track's concerned, that's one of John Cena's excuses, a concussion because of the super kick. He did the double stomp off the top rope to Neville, and then, in the fatal four-way, he was excellent in that match.
I thought he was great, but Alberto Del Rio's in-ring was never an issue for me. He is excellent in ring. The issue for me is the way he was being booked in the WWE prior to his departure. When he was a heel, he was over. I thought it was great when he would come out with Ricardo Rodriguez and the Cars. I mean, he had all type of heat. He was the aristocrat, better than everyone. Then he turned face. It didn't quite work out. It wasn't connecting with the crowd. So then they turned him heel again, and it still didn't quite work out. It just wasn't there. His in-ring was always on point. He's a hell of a wrestler. So listen, I got a couple of questions, right? First off, how long do you think his longevity as I don't know. I mean, do you think he'll be booked properly this time around? Is kind of what I want to ask. Do you think they'll do right by him?
You know what? I mean, looking at when he has come into the WWE right now, he came in at a perfect time, a Hell in a Cell time. He came in October. So there's, when you got January around the corner with Royal Rumble, like I said, that's perfect timing for Alberto Del Rio. So he can build a program with, like I said before, Kevin Owens, maybe a unification there. He could build a program to go against Cesaro, Ziggler. He has opponents for the U.S. title. I think, in my opinion, I know you said it was a downgrade of Alberto Del Rio holding the U.S. title, but I think you have another former heavyweight champion holding on to that title. He will defend that title. He will build programs with other wrestlers. So, you know what? I think, well, you know what? WWE writers have proved me wrong sometimes, but I hope that they do right by him this time.
Now, I don't even want to so much say as a downgrade. I mean, but you're right. Anything other than John Cena is a downgrade at this point, because John Cena.
It's a downgrade because of what John Cena has done
absolutely
in the past couple of months with the U.S. Open channels. No other wrestler can do the U.S. Open challenge, and you shouldn't, and it shouldn't be copied.
No, I think it should be. I think that every Monday on Monday Night Raw, the person holding that U.S. strap should have an open challenge. That'll keep the interest going. Or he should defend every Monday, almost like the TV title back in the day in WCW. Like, the IC belt was considered the workers' belt. So I mean, we can do the same thing with this U.S. title. I think the fact that is going to be gone, the U.S. Open Challenge, I think it diminishes the belt in a bit. Let's see what Alberto Del Rio is going to be able to do with it. I mean, I think he was the adequate person to take the belt. I think I'm fine with him. I think I would have rather them gone with Cesaro. Personally, I think Cesaro would have been great if booked properly.
I understand, but I think WWE wanted to go for the big pop for Hell in a Cell.
Absolutely.
So, he was a great choice for that. If it wasn't Alberto Del Rio, it should have been Daniel Bryan to just bring that credibility. It's all about credibility.
No, absolutely. Yeah. I can't disagree with you.
Cesaro had the U.S. belt, and, even though he defended it here and there, nobody cared. So, I don't know. I hate when I say that, sentence that nobody cared, but you know what? Nobody did.
It's a fact. You can't do anything about that. But how much are people gonna care now about this U.S. title? Like, people are hot right now because it transferred over to the AAA heavyweight champion. What's gonna happen a month from now? Where do you see this going?
I see Alberto Del Rio challenging Donald Trump, because the Mexican American connection, he's got to challenge Donald Trump. That's a U.S. Open challenge right there. That's how you book it. Get Donald Trump on Raw.
Or he sides with Donald Trump. Make him a real heel, right?
You know what? That works.
Hell yeah.
That works with me too.
That would have been awesome.
You know what? Again, I really think that Alberto Del Rio will have enough momentum going in to Survivor Series, to the December pay-per-view. I don't know which one they do on that one. Oh, TLC, and then into Royal Rumble. I really think there's a lot of momentum for Alberto Del Rio. I mean, you have to WWE writers have got to take advantage of all that momentum that Alberto has brought on himself being in the indies for these past months.
Now let's talk about this match real quick before we move on, right? So there was a couple of spots in this Fatal 4-Way that were very cool. I thought when Roman Reigns was outside the ring and Kevin Owens was standing inside the ring, and they were both staring each other down, looking at each other like two bulls. It was a big moment. The people were into it, and I think it's a testament to Kevin Owens, what kind of heat he can bring and how he works at everything. And I think Roman Reigns, it appears that he has gotten over, at least with the crowd in California, he's gotten over. When he came out, he got a very large pop when he came out the first time during the first segment. And he got a decent pop when he won the match. Even though most people expected it, he still got it. I think people were behind him. And is he ready? Will he win the WWE title right about now?
I think Roman Reigns during that match had great moments with Owens, with Alberto, with Dolph Ziggler. I mean, he went after all three combatants. So, he put himself over to me to earn that shot at the heavyweight title. To me, Roman Reigns, like you said, he has to be ready. This is what we have been saying all along. After Hell in a Cell, this is his time to shine. You know what? The promo in the beginning with him and the Authority and Seth Rollins was a little bit shaky. I can't give him, I'll give him a C plus B minus on the promo. He still has that. Did you notice how his facial expressions, he's got to work on that. Does he want to be, a tough guy, or does he want to be a funny guy?
It was going good. It was going good up until he said, "What?"
Yeah.
Once he did that, he kind of lost me, but then he kind of got it back afterwards.
You heard what? I heard suffering succotash. I don't know. That's just me. But his promos, he's got to work on that. I think he has to be more. He has to show a mean face, a mean streak when he talks. Just not try to be funny. He's not The Rock. He might be The Rock's cousin, but he's not The Rock. He can't talk like The Rock. So, he has to go a different direction with his promos. But going back to the match, of course, Billy Ray, you were right with when he interacted with Kevin Owens, when he was outside with Alberto and Dolph. I loved it. In-ring work is not a problem with me with Roman Reigns. It's when he talks.
It used to be a problem with me, and he's won me over in that aspect. I think he's good in the ring. I enjoy his matches. He had a hell of a match last night with Bray Wyatt. Thought that was awesome, and had another great match tonight. So yeah. I think it's up to WWE Creative not to have him go out there and cut these promos all the time. It's obvious he's not the best promo, so let's try to work around that rather than push it. Try to push him to be a better promo at this point. I don't know how much more we're gonna get out of Roman Reigns being a better promo as a face. If you turn him heel, might be different, but they're not trying to go that route right now. You got anything to say about this match before we close out on it?
Well, speaking about promos, I want to harbor on this. I think he just has to be more of he has to have that more mean streak, maybe Goldberg type of promo.
Did Goldberg ever cut promos? I don't even remember.
No, he was just quick and to the point. And that's what Roman Reigns needs to do. Just not try to be funny, not those facial expressions. Just keep it basic. That's just the way I want to say that. Absolutely.
Anyway, you want to talk about any of the matches leading up to this Fatal 4-Way? We had Kevin Owens versus Cesaro. Let me just make one observation before we get into this match.
Okay.
I don't know. Call me crazy, but I think the Cesaro guy is actually pretty good.
You know what? I'm not going to disagree with you, Billy Ray. I think when you see what Cesaro does in the ring, that's not the issue with anybody. That's not an issue with you. That's not an issue with the professor. The only issue is he doesn't, translate that speaking. He doesn't show that charisma.
I think he shows great charisma.
No. Let me just say, when he wrestles in the ring, he shows all that charisma. When he goes outside, when he does his running uppercut express, he shows that charisma, and then he jumps over the railing to hold up a Cesaro section sign. That's all the charisma. But you know what? when you're in the WWE, there's more to it than that. And you know what? Bad booking, bad writing for Cesaro, but Cesaro has got to do more than what he does in the ring because that's how he's going to get more over. That's just my opinion on that. But during that match with Kevin Owens, I personally love that spot where he did the springboard uppercut express to Kevin Owens. That was great. That shows his athleticism. That shows his technical prowess. Cesaro is good in the ring. He just either needs a manager or he just needs acting lessons. I don't know.
I think he needs faith, and I
You
don't
mean
mean
you mean you mean Brother Love?
I'm not against it. If Brother Love comes out with him, but or I don't know, Benny Hinn.
Oh,
We
okay.
could get him, or Big E for that matter, Reverend Devon.
Well, there you go.
Yeah, but anyway, I think he needs faith on a part of WWE creative. That's all. I think they need to have faith in Cesaro. Cesaro's getting over doing what he does. People love him doing what he does, but somehow WWE doesn't want to get behind him for whatever reason that is. I think the guy's full of charisma, and like you and I agree, he's great in the ring. So hey, I think they can run with this guy. They should have given him a title run. I don't know about a WWE title run, but there's two other secondary titles that they can give him, and then he can have a serious run with. But they're not
Well,
doing it.
he had a great match with Kevin Owens, and you could really rehash a match with Kevin Owens down the road, maybe a future SmackDown episode,
Absolutely.
another future pay-per-view. If they want to go that route, Cesaro is going to be a top contender for either of those secondary titles, either Alberto Del Rio or Kevin Owens, and those are going to be great matches in the future.
Yeah.
I also want to talk about, the match with Kofi and Roman Reigns because, Roman Reigns showed a little bit of the in-ring work that I really loved about him. I just want to say quickly before we go to another match,
It's fine. So whatever
Roman
you want.
Reigns, Roman Reigns adapted well against Kofi's athleticism, and then when he goes into the Fatal 4-Way to adapt with the physical styles of Alberto Del Rio, Kevin Owens, and stuff like that. I just want to say how impressed I was with Roman Reigns today.
Yeah, I'm also impressed with Kofi Kingston, but I was always impressed with Kofi Kingston. He's awesome. He's awesome in the ring, and unicorns.
Yeah, I
Whatever the
believe.
hell.
I believe in the unicorn.
So do I. That was a good match. That was a good match. Raw had a couple of good matches this time around. We had what else? What was the other one that was here? Neville.
I actually was shocked that Paige turned on Charlotte and Becky Lynch. I did
okay.
not see that coming.
You
I
didn't?
was no, I'm just playing. I mean, how ridiculous could you tell how Paige was looking like so arrogant, so cocky, and then Charlotte and Becky Lynch are giving her that face like, I don't know if I should believe you, but okay, it's okay. We're sisters. We could do this. Pinky, let's do the pinky.
Yeah, I think we need to get rid of the pinky thing.
Yeah.
I really don't dig that, but I do dig the Paige turn. Pun intended. That was awesome. That was awesome. I love Paige. I think the top three divas in the WWE or women wrestlers collectively, Paige is one of them. It's Paige, Sasha Banks, and Asuka, who I'm personally in love with and is my new favorite wrestler. Period. On the roster, male, female. I love Asuka. She is serious. I have nothing. I mean, I know she wasn't even on the show. She's on NXT, but regardless, I just got to say that. Paige,
She will be on that main roster soon. It's a matter of time.
what an animal that woman is. But Paige is great. I think Paige is awesome, and a heel Paige is much better than face Paige. It's just natural in her to be a heel. So I'm very happy that she finally turned on these people. We're not going to see the whole pinky thing anymore. You think she beat Charlotte for that belt?
No, I don't think she's gonna beat Charlotte for that belt. I just am happy to see PCB break up. I think you see the potential good matches between Paige and Becky Lynch and Paige and Charlotte. And then down the road, even though where was Sasha Banks? Even though the crowd was chanting for Sasha Banks, where was Team Bad? I mean, they didn't do a segment, another Diva segment on Raw, so I was a little bit shocked on that because for the last couple of weeks on Raw, they've always done two Diva segments. They only did one. But I was happy with the Paige turn as you was, and the potential. You got to split these women up. You can't just waste team against team. People get bored with that very quickly.
Did you see Neville versus Del Rio, the qualifying match?
Yes, I did.
What did
It
you
was
think about it?
Del Rio, methodical, physical, dominated Neville. That's just the way I took. That's what I took out of that. I mean, Neville had his high spots here and there, but like I said, Alberto Del Rio for the last 24 hours has been physical, dominant, and it just showed against Neville right there. You know, People might be mad about Neville not getting that push or whatever, but for the moment there, it wasn't his time for that day. It was to elevate Alberto Del Rio for that moment. And like I said, I love that stomp off the top rope to Neville
Yeah,
as a finishing move.
these guys, Neville and Cesaro, a couple of others are just lost in the shuffle right now. That's just the way it is. They're great. They're both great, but not everybody can get a win. And like you said, Alberto Del Rio is coming in hot, so he's gonna get the win. He's not gonna lose the U.S. title to Neville. Who do you see this guy losing the U.S. title? Who's the next challenger for this belt, for the U.S. title?
I mean, Neville, Ziggler, Cesaro. That's the three top contenders to me. They all can go against Neville, and they all have great programs with him. I think you see those, and even on the other side of the other three guys that are lost in the shuffle, Rusev, King Barrett, and Sheamus. You could have those programs too, because I will keep saying this. Alberto Del Rio is a tweener. He could go against either or, and could still have great matches. And Alberto had great physical matches with Sheamus too.
Yeah, Rusev, King Barrett, and Sheamus went up against Ryback and the Dudleys tonight, and they got the win. Dudleys went up against a New Day last night at Hell in a Cell and lost. Dudleys are on a hell of a losing streak. What'd you think of this match?
The one thing I kind of find a sloppy booking is, like, how stupid can the Dudleys be after being, they're going to call themselves 9-time WWE Tag Team Champions, but we know them as 25-time Tag Team Champions. How can 2 nights in a row can you say Devon get the table and it's not a no disqualification match? It's kind of a stupid way to end the matches and then be distracted. I just am so sick of that kind of booking. You know what? Be distracted the right way. Beat up somebody and then, lose sight of the other guy and get the roll-up win. But don't do the table booking. I'm just frustrated with that one.
I agree. I thought that was a bad way to finish the match. Better days are coming for the Dudleys. I don't know how soon or how many, but they will get some better days coming up in the future. Let's talk about Bray Wyatt, okay? Bray Wyatt and Roman Reigns had a hell of a match last night at Hell in a Cell. Bray Wyatt loses. But then Bray Wyatt comes out at the end of Taker versus Lesnar, along with the rest of the Wyatt family. They all gang up on The Undertaker, beat the trash out of him, carry him out like Jesus Christ, right? Never to be seen again. So today, we get them in the ring, and Kane comes out for no apparent reason. They don't really explain why, well, besides the fact that it's his brother. So I guess he's sticking up for his brother. And he gets the same that Undertaker got last night. They took him to the back. Where are they keeping these guys? Do they still have The Undertaker? Did they put Kane where The Undertaker is now?
I don't know. I mean, but you know the bowels of the arenas. Any area that's smoky,
that's where they are.
That's where they are.
So did they transfer?
Smoke, you see them.
Did they transfer The Undertaker to the new arena? Because last night they were somewhere else. So is he in the smoky section of the new arena now, or is he still where he was originally?
No, they're in this. He's always going to be in the smoky section of every arena across the country. That's the way it's going to be.
That makes sense.
I don't know how he's going to get there, but that's where he's going to be.
So apparently there's
and Kane.
And Kane. They're setting up for a Survivor Series match for what it looks like. The Wyatt family. This is what I think. You can tell me different. The Wyatt family versus The Undertaker, Kane, Sting. I don't know.
Yeah, I think I like those 3 to go against the Wyatts, but you still got 4 on 3. Will it be? And then the question is, will it be a traditional Survivor Series match where it's elimination style, or is it going to be a straight, maybe 6-man or 8-man tag team match? We don't know. It's hard to say. And the question is, who's that wild card? If it's going to be 4 on 4, that's the thing. Would it be The Rock?
Yeah.
Would it be John Cena after he films his Fox reality shows? I don't know.
Or maybe Randy Orton comes back. I don't know. It has to be somebody mystical because, right, it's the Brothers of Destruction and Sting. So we got to get somebody with magic.
Mordecai?
No.
No, not Mordecai.
No, not Mordecai.
Jake the Snake's too old.
Get Glacier.
Uh,
No.
I don't like Glacier.
Okay. I have no idea. I have no idea who would fill that role. But I think this is what they're going towards. They're going for the Wyatts versus, these guys, the Brothers of Destruction, and possibly Sting with someone else at Survivor Series at this point. Are you excited about this? I thought there was you know what? Like, I understand why they're transitioning to this, but I had an issue with Wyatt losing last night and then challenging The Undertaker. Like, I mean, I don't know, if I lose, I'd want to get revenge, even though that was the end of the feud. But I'd still want to do something to the guy that beat me. He just forgot, hey, Roman Reigns just beat the trash out of me. Just forget that. I'm moving on to The Undertaker, who beat me at WrestleMania. You understand where I'm coming from?
No, I understand where you're coming from. But Billy Ray, look at from the professor's point. How are you going to promote 25 years of The Undertaker celebrating, and then he loses to Brock Lesnar and gets laid out by the Wyatt family? Mm-hmm. How do we celebrate 25 years when he got punked out twice?
Well, he's going to celebrate it at Survivor Series, right? And he's going to win, theoretically.
Is it the resurrection? What is it? I mean, he lost to Brock Lesnar. That's why I picked him to win at Hell in a Cell, which did, By the way, I'm a little bit mad about my Apta Cup standings because I had a bad night. But I'm just gonna, that's another debate, another time. I'm just saying. But Undertaker, how are you gonna celebrate 25 years? It just doesn't seem right to me. He's not gonna come in strong when he's gonna be disappearing for the next couple of weeks. That's just my point.
Oh,
and then you have Kane, like you said, that they didn't even explain. I mean, Kane has always hated The Undertaker for the last couple of years, and then all of a sudden he's going to defend the honor of his older brother. I mean, where did that come from?
I don't know.
Especially when he's supposed to be a little bit mad about losing his director of operations.
I don't know. He just came. None of that matters. Now it's a totally different thing, and we're supposed to forget about it. But still, you know what? I can't say if they get Sting in the fold. I don't know if Sting is healthy enough to do it. But if they get him in the fold along with these two, I will be very excited to see it. I'm a mark like that. You know what I mean?
I'm a mark like that too. I agree with you. I just that sometimes I just need to be. It needs to be explained a little bit more thorough. That's just me.
What did you
attention to detail?
Absolutely, 100%. What did you think of the New Day promo opening? Not well, they didn't open Raw. It was Seth Rollins that did it, but the first match was Reigns and Kofi, which we already spoke about, but we didn't speak about the promo when they came out. It was excellent in my opinion.
Oh yeah, talk about Roman Reigns with his greasy hair, and then his style has no fleek. That's just great. I loved it. he just took out. They just embarrassed Roman Reigns with just saying those two things. It was just awesome. I loved it.
It was very cool for unicorns everywhere, man. Hey, listen. So we went down the entire Raw pretty much at this point, man. Did you dig it? Did you not dig it? What'd you think?
I think it. I can understand people's frustration saying it might have been a little bit boring or it was a little bit lackluster after a great Hell in a Cell pay-per-view. But, technically speaking, you had to start new storylines. You had to go into a different direction. And I was very happy with the Fatal 4-Way concept. And I was very happy with Paige turning on Charlotte and Becky Lynch. So you go into a new direction. So you know what? If people are a little bit frustrated with the way Raw was, well, I guess we'll know in about 24 hours with the ratings if, we get more viewership. But I don't think so. But I was personally satisfied with it. I think it's going in a great direction for it. A lot of good potential.
The Fatal 4-Way was excellent. So if you stuck around to the end of the third hour to watch the Fatal 4-Way, you got a nice payoff because it was excellent.
If Raw was a 2-hour show and that Fatal 4-Way happened at the 10:45, what was it? No, 9:45 hour.
Yeah,
it would have been great.
It would have been awesome. That's right. Well, regardless, it was still
peaked.
I don't think it was an awful show. It was a decent show. But that main event was awesome. So if you didn't see it, make sure you go ahead and do that. All right? This was Talking Raw. That's the Professor Anthony Quintana. My name is Billy Ray Valentine. This is OneWrestling.com. Make sure you check us out on Big Slam Nation. We're doing an After Cup, and no one won. Everybody gave their predictions, but no one got a shirt. If you give your predictions and you get them all accurately for the pay-per-view that we're previewing at the time, you will get a t-shirt of your choice of up to $30. But no one got it right. So, hey, it rolls over to the next time. As far as the After Cup goes.
Slamites, I'm mad. I'm still mad about that. I don't need a shirt. It's just pride for me. I just want to be right all the time.
Well, it's not just pride. We're going after the After Cup. So it's not just pride. And I am the current leader because I predicted that pay-per-view from top to bottom. I can taste it. All right, that cup is going to be mine. I'm going to be having it. I'm going to have it next to me every time I do a review. It's going to be great. Anyway, listen, thanks for joining us today. I want to say thank you to Bill Apter, Big Ray, Bill Schuyler, A-Track Brown, Fame Black, the Professor Anthony Quintana, Billy Ray Valentine. Thanks a lot. Take it easy. Be well.
Peace.